Ninjas are often portrayed moving under the veil of night, stealthily conducting their mission in the shadows. As such, people tend to let their imaginations regarding ninjas run wild, filching objects in a flash, vanishing without a trace, and laying poisonous traps. Such skills are necessary to be worthy of the ninja title. But in the eyes of Ninja SAYU, no matter how profound the art of ninjutsu may be, it is to be used but for a single purpose: slacking off. To this ninja who never passes on an opportunity to be lazy, the stirring of the leaves is not the opportune diversion to strike her enemy. Rather, it's a favorable time to slip away for a nice nap.
SAYU, Shumatsuban at your disposal. Phew. But if you don't need me right now, I'm gonna grab some sleep.
SAYU is the Shumatsuban's resident ninja, and the last successor of the Yuhu art. She uses the power of Animo to swiftly move across the battlefield, and wields a claymore much heavier than herself to protect her companions. As a master slacker, SAYU's most adept ninjutsu technique is the art of holding her breath. When SAYU is in the party, your characters can approach crystal flies, lizards, and other certain animals without startling them. SAYU's normal attack can combo up to 4 strikes, dealing physical damage to enemies. Holding the attack steadily consumes stamina, while SAYU spins her claymore, dealing physical damage to nearby enemies. Once SAYU stops spinning her blade, she unleashes a more powerful strike that launches smaller enemies within her range. Tap SAYU's elemental skill to perform a special ninjutsu technique of the Yuhu art, in which SAYU curls up and enters the Fufu windwheel state and rolls forward for a certain distance, smashing into opponents at high speed, dealing animo damage. When the skill ends, SAYU performs a Fufu whirlwind kick, dealing AoE animo damage. Holding her elemental skill casts Yuhu art Fuin Dash, causing SAYU to roll continuously in the Fufu windwheel state, increasing SAYU's resistance to interruption while within that state. During this time, SAYU can control the direction of her roll, and can cast the skill again to end her windwheel state early. Upon ending it, she unleashes a stronger version of the Fufu whirlwind kick, dealing a single instance of AoE animo damage. The longer SAYU remains in her windwheel state, the longer the skill's cooldown will become. After holding her elemental skill and entering the windwheel state, if SAYU comes into contact with Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, or Electro, elemental absorption will occur, causing her to absorb that element and deal additional elemental damage of that type. Elemental absorption may only occur once per use of this skill. With adept use of Fufu windwheel state, SAYU can swiftly roll across the battlefield to trigger swirl reactions in tandem with other party members. In the open world, SAYU can make use of her Fufu windwheel to quickly cover distances, aiding with exploration.
Ninjutsu!
Unleash her elemental burst to deal animo damage to nearby opponents, as well as heal all nearby party members. The amount of HP restored is based on SAYU's attack. Additionally, SAYU performs another ninjutsu technique of the Yuhu art, summoning SAYU's trusty helper, Muji Muji Daruma. At specific intervals, Muji Muji Daruma will take one of several actions based on the situation around it. If the HP of nearby characters is relatively high, it will attack a nearby opponent, dealing animo damage. If there are nearby characters with HP below a certain percentage, it will heal the character with the lowest HP percentage left. The amount of HP restored is based on SAYU's attack. If there are no opponents nearby, then it will focus on healing characters, even if the characters already have relatively high percentages of HP. After unlocking the talent No Work Today, when Muji Muji Daruma heals a character, it will also heal a certain percentage of HP for other nearby characters on the battlefield. And when it attacks opponents, it will have an increased AoE. Perhaps in SAYU's heart, being neither eye-catching nor of extraordinary strength, she feels that her teammates are better suited for tackling the tasks at hand. In the meanwhile, SAYU can ensure they stay fit for combat. When SAYU triggers a swirl reaction on the battlefield, she will regenerate HP for your characters in the party and all nearby allied characters. Additionally, the amount of healing will also benefit from SAYU's elemental mastery. This effect can occur only once per set time period. Though it may seem that sleepy SAYU is always slacking off, she is still quite loyal to her commitments, or to put it another way, inescapable duties. She rolls nimbly across the battlefield, providing reliable support to her teammates. In combat, SAYU relies on her Fufu Windwheel to move swiftly, quickly closing the distance on her enemies and crashing into them to trigger swirl reactions, while simultaneously providing healing for her team. When energy is full, SAYU can unleash her elemental burst to summon Muji Daruma, whether it's to heal her teammates or to increase damage against her opponents. Muji Daruma can adapt to the situation and protect SAYU's precious companions. Striving for the dreams of your youthhood is an admirable thing indeed. Only by improving yourself can you face the vicissitudes of life. And when it comes to improving yourself, whether it's sharpening your combat skills or simply trying to grow taller, to the young, anything worth striving for is a truly valuable endeavor. Now that I think about it, I too was probably once that way. Naive, persistent, and untiring. I'm only joking, of course. I've long forgotten the happenings of hundreds of years ago.